what do you do to keep yourself on track, on a daily basis? Do you have certain disciplines, certain practices that allow you not to have too many of those down days in a row that helps you keep your focus on track? Or just being a
Yeah.
Tony Robbins organization kind of forced that? I can imagine you can't spend too many days down if you're in his sales organization, I would think.
Yeah. Well, that's one thing, right? It's putting yourself in proximity. We talked about earlier, putting
Yeah.
yourself in proximity with individuals who have higher standards, right?
Mm.
And those who are willing to say, hey, this is not at the level that you should be performing or could be performing. So what's the deal? And we like to say internally or within a couple of our teams, let's call a spade, right? And sometimes you're just off your game. Sometimes you're having a bad day, but do you let a bad moment turn into a bad hour, into a bad day, into a bad week, into a bad month, or do you let it just become a bad, personality, right? But, getting yourself around individuals who will call it tight, call a spade. And, that's one of the most important parts, because again, you become like you become like the closest 5 people that you surround yourself with. But personally for me, I know my formula, and it's physically doing something with my body, right? And I've been times where I'm running 12, 13, 14 miles a day, getting a second workout in immediately afterwards or later on the day, to I've been at times where I can't even move, like physically I'm in pain, or, I'm in an injury, or something's challenging me. So what can I do to physically move my body? So I think physiology first, and if anybody is aware of, Tony, and changing your state, the first thing you want to do is change your body. And, doing something physically will actually help you overcome fear, because fear is physical as well too. So when you take control of your body and push past resistance, that's one of the most important things for me personally. Secondly, I have a very, very strong connection to my creator, whatever that is for you, God, the universe, source, infinite intelligence, so that is the most important relationship in my life, is having that connection. And sometimes it's just to, get down on my knees in the beginning of the morning, first thing, pray, thank God to be alive, that along with my physical body, then it's, while I'm doing that, it also engages my emotions, right? Put myself in an emotional state, visualize the day ahead. We want to make sure that we have our key outcomes, our goals, what's the vision that we see for ourselves? What's that compelling vision that we're creating for ourselves? And sometimes we don't have a compelling vision, but it's usually when we're stuck and we're challenged, is because we don't have a brighter future, right? You can deal with a tough today if you have a strong, compelling future. So, those are some of the key components.
Whoa. That's a gem. Hold on.
Yeah.
One more time. I hadn't typed that one out. You can deal with the what?
You can deal with a tough today if you have a compelling tomorrow, right? And that kind of goes back to the setback points, right? We're going to face challenges, we're going to have experiences that are tough, but if we have a compelling future, if we have a compelling tomorrow, we can get by with a challenging day or a challenging moment, right? But most people don't have a compelling future, so they're lost. And there's that saying in the good book, right? Without a vision, people, without a vision, you'll perish, right?
I think it's true. So Joe, go back and break that down. You said 2 things. One is have a compelling vision, really important, and you have to anchor that vision, right? So for me, when we have our first grandson, he's now 9 months old. So I'm always putting more pictures of him on my watch or on my phone or whatever, because my compelling future is spending time with my grandson down the road and doing the things we want to do. Talk about physiology, how important it is. When the COVID started, I used to swim on a swim team at a pool, intense workout 5 days a week minimum. And the pool's closed. There was no pool to swim at, for weeks. And I just didn't do anything for weeks, not good physically. And I remember just saying, you know what, Bill, just get out the door and just walk in one direction for half an hour and come back. And I lived in a hilly neighborhood, and I worked those hills really hard, and I've continued that and add that to my practice. But it's amazing how good I feel just moving versus not. And I say for anybody who's not, whether or not you want to be an athlete, it's important to have your mindset straight. You got to move around every day for about an hour or so just to get the blood flowing and get your mindset correct.
Yeah.
So compelling futures, anything you do to anchor your compelling future for yourself, or any particular disciplines? Or I know you mentioned your spiritual life. Is that part of your future, or what is it that you think of when you think about your future?
Yeah, a few different pieces. One, so my prayer in the morning is, thank you, God, infinite intelligence, source wisdom, for this day. May I be used as a vessel to go out there and communicate and to be used as a vessel, right? And there's a difference between being used like by someone or something, but
Hey, Larry, just popping in here. Don't mean to cut you off or anything.
Okay, there we go. Sorry about that.
My bad.
You're okay, Larry. Asking to be used. So, insight, right? I'll take a step back. And why do I say this? Is because motive does matter, right? And if your motive is to, get by and or to get something over someone versus your motive is to truly inspire or to help someone out, whether it's your listing or the deal or helping someone out because it's coming from a place of service. If it's just for yourself, you have a certain level of insight, right? If it's for your family, like you said with your grandson, you have a different insight because it's not just about you, it's about we. So, that's part of it. I have some very big and ambitious goals and, who I am and what I'm here to do. But I think at the biggest sense, is at our deepest calling, we will all want to become as much as we can become, right? And my goal is to just be as the best version that I can be, as cliche as it sounds. But if you look at anything, the whole point is to really evolve into the grandest version of yourself. And not saying that you have to have all the cars and the money and all the accolades, but you as a person, it's the expectations that you set for yourself is one of the most important, compelling visions you could have for yourself, because no one can give that to you and no one can take it away from you. And let's just say, God forbid, that something is taken away from you, that you've been able to develop some core key foundational pieces for yourself to become that person. And it's all about who we're becoming. Another thing too, that as you mentioned, your grandson, I have my goddaughter, right? So I don't have any children, but my goddaughter's, she's everything to me. So it's a few different pieces, and I'm always, refining and asking, is this still what I want? Is this still what I'm committed to? And it's refining that, right? Consistently, because things are going to shift and change.